What's up? Welcome back to Modern Traders. I'm Ben. I'll be your host. Before we get started, I want to invite you over to the Discord. It is free to join, and we do have daily callouts and resources. Modern Traders LLC on Insta and ModernTradersLLC.com. And we do put a lot of work into trying to get these videos out almost daily for you. So if you get anything out of it, please remember to like and subscribe. Get us a little love with the YouTube algorithm. And as most of you already know, the Biden administration is planning on pumping several $1 trillion into infrastructure the next few years. So today we're going to look at a few companies that we feel directly benefit from this. First up is CCJ, Cameco, and the first line on their website pretty much says all you need to know. Global provider of the fuel needed to energize a clean air world, which could be right out of the mission statement of the infrastructure plan. Now, CCJ is expected to produce more than 53 million pounds of uranium and 455 million pounds of proven probable mineral reserves. And this is as the leading producer of uranium in the Western world, we do expect this to benefit directly from Biden's plan. You can see, looking at their global footprint, they do have 1.7 million acres of land, the majority of which is in Canada and the United States. You can see here their concentration of their holdings is in the North America, with a little bit in Europe, the Middle East, and a couple operations in Australia. But for the purposes of the Biden tax plan, this is definitely going to be the company that would benefit the most from the uranium enrichment portion of it. And taking a look at the CCJ graph year to date, you can see that CCJ has been on a steady, slow but steady uptrend. The majority of the going into this year, and I do expect this to continue to grow this just steady uptrend over the next 2 to 3 years throughout the remainder of the Biden administration. Pulling back a little bit farther on the year, you can see it held the 10-11 range, just steadily for quite a while. I mean, this is a solid company. This isn't something we're going to see just skyrocket, but I do expect to see this grow steadily, just continually over the next few years. Probably see a little bit of a spike up in price action whenever there's big news related to the infrastructure plan in general, or specifically about uranium. The next company I want to talk about is plugpower. Plugpower, the hydrogen fuel producer, this is a company that we saw spike along with the GameStop meme stock craze to highs close to $70. And this was just like Tilray. A lot of investors and a lot of traders are upset they got in at that spike and then had to ride it back down. But bigger picture, looking at the year graph, you can see that a year ago this company was under $3. So this represents 1,000% increase since then. And even after cooling off, it's still up several 100%. So this is a company with the ability to have huge growth and huge runs, and I do expect to see that trend continue going forward. I think that we don't see this stock drop much below the 2025 range, and I do think it has the ability to get back up to that $50 plus price range. And you can see it's got a pretty major catalyst. Plug Power and BAE Systems power partner on hydrogen-powered electric buses, which specifically is something that Biden said he wants to see done. School buses, city buses, turn to a electric or a renewable resource. So this is one I expect to just continue to grow, and we definitely want to keep our eye on, make sure it's got a bottom for long-time positions. And finally, my favorite of the group that I want to talk about today is CPS Technologies, ticker symbol CPSH. Now, CPS Technologies is a company making metal matrix composites, just materials that are better at, just reducing waste for the most part. So the clients use aluminum silicon carbide SiC products in IGBT base plates, not to be confused with LGBT base plates, which is an entirely different conversation. But it's got applications in high-speed electric trains, hybrid electric vehicles, subway cars, wind turbines, you name it. Also serve as heat spreaders in internet switches, routers, high-performance microprocessors, and also applications for aerospace and defense, which we know is the mother of all contracts and the biggest money producer. So everything this company is into basically fits in with the Biden infrastructure plan in general, and I expect to see this just grow like crazy. You can see beginning of the year at the $2.70 range, and this is another one we see 1,000% increase in a 2-month span. And since then, it has been just consistently cooling off. But even at the bottom of this cool off, at the at the $8-9 range, it still represents a 300% increase from the beginning of the year. And I continue, and I don't expect to see this drop much farther. It seems to have a pretty solid support level at the $7 range, and it doesn't seem to want to go drop too much below that. So I feel like keep an eye on it. Make sure that there's not going to be a lower bottom, but I feel like this company has definitely got a 5 to 10x in its future from the current levels, going into the final 2 to 3 years of the Biden administration, and more than likely continue to grow going forward. But just in general with these companies, we do are watching these on a 2 to 3 year time frame, and taking a look at the 5 year on cpsh, you see that it's just constant level, and it just started to spike massively, and I expect a continuation of this spiking pattern. So just keep on your radar for the next few years of the Biden plan. Till next time, I'm Ben. This is Modern Traders. Thanks for stopping by.